When the Sioux Falls Canaries were good, they were dominant at the Birdcage, going 36-12 and 39-9 in their playoff seasons of 2008 and 2010. Over the last 8 seasons, though, they've only had a winning record at home once, which makes their 6-2 start at the Birdcage this year a reason for optimism. Canaries looking to finish off a 9-game homestand with a sweep of Gary, and the Budweiser Clydesdales were there to see them off as they get ready to head back on the road for a brief 3-game trip to Milwaukee and Kokomo. Bottom 1, Birds down 2-0, and you can see that pitch off courtesy Clint Coulter. His 4th home run of the year ties things up at 2 apiece. Move ahead to the 3rd inning. Gary trying to get back on top by testing Canaries catcher Graham Lowe. That's a mistake. He guns out Zach Wells. He actually also had a strike him out, throw him out double play later in this game. However, later in the inning, Gary does take the lead. Randy Santiesteban down the left field line. That's an RBI double to give Gary the lead once again. It's 3-2. Now the wind was blowing out in the 4th inning. Well, when the wind's blowing out, that usually means the ball's going out, and this one does off the bat of Mike Hart. His 2nd home run of the year is a 2-run shot. Canaries retake the lead 4-3. They would get some much-needed insurance in the following inning. 2 on. Kevin Taylor, it's not a home run, but in this case it works just as well. Bloop single scores a pair. Birds sweep Gary 6-3. They're 13-9 in first place in their division. They head off for a 3-game road trip to Milwaukee before coming back home next week. In the majors, the Twins wrapping up their 10-game road trip with a rubber game in Detroit. Fast start for Minnesota, already 1-0 when Nelson Cruz hits a 2-run rainmaker, his 11th homer of the year, and 4th straight game he's actually hit one out. It's 3-0. Top 4, that lead trimmed to 2 when Miguel Sano goes oppo in a big way, his 6th of the year, and Minnesota's up 4-1. That was the start of a big inning. Minnesota far from done. Eddie Rosario with a base hit back up the middle, beating the shift. Byron Buxton easily scores, and it's 5-1. Next man up is C.J. Crone. Thought he left the yard. Well, he's going to have to settle, if you want to call it that, for a 2-run double as Minnesota plates 5 in the inning, leads 7-1. Then in the 6th inning, the Twins, they start leaving the yard again. Buxton with a no-doubter, his 8th of the year. That makes it 11-1 on the 2-run shot. And in the next inning, a little bit of history. Rosario up again. He clubs a no-doubter for his 19th homer of the year. It's the 125th home run for the Twins before the All-Star break. That matches the franchise record, and there's still about a month to go. Jake Odorizzi also picks up his 9th win. Minnesota takes it 12-2. The story, as it has been all year, the Bombas squad continuing to bomb away.
Well, you just have to focus on a daily basis, you know. You cannot get caught up in numbers. At the end of the year, you can see them, you know. Right now, we just focus on a daily basis, make sure we prepare for every game and just go out there and battle.
Lewis and Clark tournament wrapping up down in Yankton. Sioux Falls West defeated Renner 10-2 in the semifinal, but fell to Blair, Nebraska 9-5 in the championship. Though it hasn't even been a month since both the Aberdeen Wings and Sioux Falls Stampede each won their respective league championships, both teams begin the process of defending their titles this week. The Aberdeen Wings hoisted the Robertson Cup as champions of the NAHL back on May 14th. On Tuesday, they began reloading for the new season by selecting 10 players in the league's entry draft. They'll hold their main camp next month, in which they'll cut down to 30 for training camp. The Sioux Falls Stampede finished a sweep of Chicago to take the USHL's Clark Cup on May 17th. This week, they're hosting 100 players for their tryout camp at the Shields Ice Complex. You could call South Dakota the state of junior hockey, since last season marked the first time since 1977 that both the Robertson and Clark Cup champions hailed from the same state. And it's no surprise that these organizations share a mutual respect for each other, as well as passionate fans, which elevate the organization.
Well, I can tell you, you look at Sioux Falls, I got to look at Scotty Owens. You know, Scotty's paid his dues. He's done such a tremendous job in all the years that he's been coaching. You know, when I grew up coaching, he was a guy that I looked up to. But to have 2 cups in the same state, I think that's awesome. I think that's a story in itself.
Scott Langer does a wonderful job at Aberdeen, and I congratulated him after the Robertson Cup, and he sent a note back, hey, let's keep it in South Dakota. You know what, I just think it's the support from the community and the fans. And it's a good hockey state. I mean, it's growing, but the fan support's great in both spots.
The Stampede tryout camp runs through Tuesday and is open to the public. We'll have a link on our website, KDLT.com, after the show. The St. Louis Blues had a chance to hoist Lord Stanley's Cup with a win over Boston tonight in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals. You saw it right here on KDLT. And you saw a dominant performance from the Bruins. Brad Marchand in the first period will get that one home on the one-timer on the power play as Boston led 1-0. That would hold pretty much the whole way. Third period, they get a bit of a break here. Knuckle puck from Brandon Carlo is in to make it 2-0. And Boston made sure the home team never had any momentum a few minutes later as Carson Kuhlman gets the dagger. We will have a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals as Boston takes it 5-1. That's coming up on Tuesday night, and you can see that right here on KDLT. We're back in one moment.